Now, in the Middle East, both sides have denied earlier reports that a truce had been agreed between Israel and Hamas. A 5-hour humanitarian ceasefire today was largely observed as residents of Gaza took the opportunity to stock up on supplies and repair damage. Israel has been accused of committing a war crime after yesterday's killing of 4 Palestinian children on a beach in Gaza City. The military has responded by saying it was targeting Hamas militants. Our Foreign Affairs correspondent Jonathan Miller reports from Gaza.
As the people of Gaza hold their breath fearing Israeli invasion, Hamas militants invaded Israel in dead of night. This Israeli surveillance video shows 13 of them at the mouth of a tunnel from which they emerged. Audacious raid may be, but this was a suicide mission.
This was an attempted attack to kill, murder and maim, perhaps abduct Israelis on the southern border.
Israelis fear the tunnels as much as they fear the unguided missiles. Hamas could pop up anywhere. It's how militants abducted an Israeli soldier 8 years ago. 10 a.m. and the temporary humanitarian ceasefire brings a collective sigh of relief. But just minutes before the truce started, 3 Palestinians in Rafah down south were killed by a tank shell. Suddenly, the streets that have been deserted and silent for days became thronging thoroughfares. The people of Gaza City pouring out of their homes to drink in the freedom of their 5-hour reprieve. Business brisk, cash changing hands, colour on the stalls, colour back on people's faces.
This is wonderful, real life happening again in Gaza. Everyone out taking advantage of the ceasefire, stocking up, shopping for when they break fast tonight. And all these fruit and vegetables grown right here in Gaza. But the market is not as full as it would normally be because people know that this ceasefire is short and it's fragile.
There was a rush on the banks as those with jobs converged to collect overdue salaries. There were some minor infringements of the truce by Palestinian militants, but by and large it held. We took advantage of the ceasefire to go to the beach where the 4 boys were killed by an Israeli strike yesterday. We felt exposed here. We took precautions. It's weird how a sunny Mediterranean beach can feel like a hostile and scary place.
I'm standing on the harbour wall here, and this is the shipping container that you could see burning in the pictures we shot yesterday afternoon. It's where some of the boys were hiding in their game of hide and seek. I think a couple of rockets must have struck here. There's another destroyed building there. And down here, that's the beach where the 4 boys were killed.
Remarkable footage has emerged of what Israel has described as a tragic, terrible mistake. After the first missile, a camera catches the boys running for safety. Then this. These photographs also show them running for cover. The Israeli Defense Force said they were targeted because they were suspected Hamas operatives. This horrific incident has caused fury here and has had reverberations around the world. Accusations that Israel has committed a war crime.
I believe in justice. I do believe in rule of law. I served all my life, the last 40 years, looking for justice for the victims I do represent in Gaza. I'm definitely sure one day justice will prevail and the Israelis will be held accountable for the war crimes they perpetrated against Palestinian civilians.
We left Gaza Beach just as the ceasefire ended, and as we did so, we heard the telltale roar of outgoing rockets.
Well, it's pretty much 3 o'clock on the dot, and those were 2 rockets fired out of northern Gaza straight up the coast to the Israeli cities of Ashdod, Ashkelon and Tel Aviv beyond.
بدناش احنا بدنا الاجانب اللي تمسكنا تحلنا بفلسطين.
The aunt of one of the boys who survived yesterday's attack is distressed. She says she wants the world to sort out Palestine's problems. This is Hamada, 13 years old, one of the 3 surviving boys we treated on the terrace of the Al Dira Hotel. He's had shrapnel removed from his chest.
My 4 nephews, the martyrs, they were like my own sons. They grew up in the same house. I pray to God that the sons of the Israelis will die like our sons and taste the bitterness we feel.
I wish death on the Israelis. I want the resistance to win.
Yesterday afternoon, the bitterness was tasted by a new generation. The ceasefire is over, and since then the outgoing and incoming fire has not ceased. 4 Palestinian children have been killed since 3 p.m.
Well, I can update what I reported there by telling you that we've now learned that 5 children are among the at least 7 Palestinians killed in Gaza since the end of that ceasefire at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And there has been a very heavy pounding by Israel of positions around Gaza City in the time we were editing this report. And just a few minutes ago, a large salvo of outgoing rocket fire as well. It's quite intense tonight.
Jonathan Miller, live in Gaza.